What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to Not Timmy 66. Let's go. Disclaimer. Before you watch this video, please know that this is not a direct bash on anybody that works for FedEx Ground or for Amazon. This is simply my idea of a comparison between the two jobs, with a heavy dose of my own opinion. So I'm not bashing Ground, I'm not bashing Amazon. I'm just laying it out the way I see it based upon my personal experience. Enjoy. I certainly hope everybody's doing well today. I know I am. So I thought I would do this video today because I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a comparison. You know me and job comparisons. I like them. I like to kind of throw in the good and the bad, and I always try to look at things, guys, on the positive side of things. So today I'm gonna compare my Amazon experience so far with FedEx Ground. Is there a comparison, you ask? I don't know. Is there? But first, let me thank all of the new subscribers, man. 370. We are moving right along. Welcome to the channel, guys. I am so happy that you're here. I'm so happy you took the time to click that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Don't forget to comment and like the videos as well. But the goal is still 1,000. We are moving on up though. 370, and at 500 again, we're going to do a 500 subscriber giveaway. So that's coming. I thought it'd be a while off, but the way the channel's moving. But anyway, I just wanted to take care of that business get that out of the way. And if you like this content, please share it with your friends, families, your enemies, your in-laws, whatever. Just share it. And if you like this content and you're just visiting the channel, go ahead and subscribe, man. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. Nobody's gonna say nothing to you. Nobody's gonna look at your subscriber list and go, "You're subscribed to Not Timmy? What is wrong with you? Subscribe!" All right, that's my shameless pitch. It's out of the way. Let's move on. All right, guys, we're out running errands, and the first thing is some vape supplies. I'll be right back. Hang in there. You know, actually, guys, I gotta say that this was $41.11 for this. I got some coils for my vape and some more juice. And I'm always shocked by how expensive it is. But then I think about back to when I used to smoke cigarettes. And if I figure that one bottle of vape juice and one pack, the multi-pack of the coils that go into this little vape, cost me that, and I spend that maybe about once every 2 months, and then I consider that I was spending almost $8 a pack for cigarettes, because I never cheaped out on cigarettes. Couldn't stand the Broncos or whatever. I always had to have the Marlboro Lights. I just couldn't cheap out on cigarettes for some reason. Anyway, I would have spent that, 8 times, in a week and a half, I probably would have spent that amount of money. So, anyway, I know this has nothing to do with nothing, and I should be not so distractible, but I am, all right? I just am. All right, topic at hand. Let's get back to it. So, you guys know that I've had a few issues already with Amazon with the DSP, right? And you know that pretty much they've been, I guess I would call minor. Now, if Amazon was the only income that I was counting on bringing in, then it would be a whole different story and it'd be a lot more serious. So for me, honestly, it's not as big of a deal. It still irks me though to drive that far and do all that, but I'm not going back into that again. This is not going to be a bitch session. This is going to be a comparison, okay? But I'm really, really liking Amazon, guys. And you may wonder, okay, what's he doing? Well, I've got a bunch of family stuff coming up. We are taking care of a close family member. Without getting into too much great detail and boring you guys with it, just to let you know that this weekend's going to be really full, and today is going to be really full up with getting some preparation and some things done that need to be done for some family members. And so we're going to be focusing on that. So I probably won't have any more actual footage per se as far as the Amazon stuff goes until next week. I've got, because of what's going on with my family and also because of the roster issue, I won't start back till next week with my schedule, but it's no big deal. I'll be back at it again next week. So that's my little disclaimer. If you wonder what the heck I'm doing, that's what I'm doing right now. You know, it's an unfortunate thing in life that you just can't carry on with things the way that they normally are, but sometimes things come up, man. Sometimes there's some family that needs to be taken care of and some stuff that needs to be done, and that you know, takes precedent. And my wife can't do it all. She needs my help. So there's that. Yeah. But my comparison is going to be between FedEx Ground, because I don't have any experience with FedEx Federal Express itself, just FedEx Ground, and Amazon. You may say, there's no comparison, but there is. Let's talk pay first. Okay, so let's break down, and I guess we'll do this FedEx Ground, and then we'll go Amazon. Okay, so we'll start with pay. Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but my experience with FedEx Ground has been always that it's a daily pay. And the highest I was making was 160, and you know, that was per day. There was no add-on incentive for anything more than that. So it was a flat 150 to 160 per day, and it was usually a 5-day. Well, I don't want to get into hours. Let's just talk about pay first. So you got a flat rate depending on how much you work. So if you have a light day, which usually is never the case, at least as far as I know with FedEx Ground, there was never a light day. Maybe every now and then there'd be a 6-hour day, something like that, and you're getting paid that flat $150 rate or $160 rate. Then it kind of made sense, because then you were making, if you broke it down by hour, you know, you weren't working as much, and you were reaping the benefit and the reward of just going in for less amount of time and still making the same amount of money. However, usually you showed up an hour before you were supposed to leave, you loaded your own truck, you did all that, and by the time you got done with the shift, you had usually about 11 hours in, maybe sometimes 12, depending on if you had to stop and get gas and stuff like that. So there was just a little bit more behind the scenes stuff than just delivery work with it. And it normally really didn't pay that much better than Amazon does, right? Because you weren't getting paid hourly. They play this game at Ground where you're only gonna make so much per day. And like I said, it does work in your advantage. Now, it works in your advantage if you work less hours that day. If you only put in 5 hours that day and you make 150, then you're making more money, right? Because you're not working as many hours. But that, I found, was very rarely the case when I was with Ground. Okay. Now, Amazon does pay you a base rate, if you're experienced, in my area, of $17.50 an hour, and then I get a bonus on top of that with the DSP I'm at. So basically it boils down to you show up for work every day, and regardless you get the bonus, and that's an extra that brings it up to $20.24 per hour. Now you work, your 10-hour shifts, sometimes can be less than that, but you do also have the guarantee. So as long as you show up and you work at least 4 hours of your shift, you're going to get that 40-hour guarantee per week. Okay, so you have a guarantee with Amazon, plus you get the hourly rate. So if you go over, if it's busy, if it's Christmas time, and you have to go over that, and you're working 11, 12 hours a day, they don't like to pay overtime, I'll tell you that much, at least not my DSP. But if you do go over, you get time and a half for that, right? So you get compensated. And with the guarantee, if you're only working 6 hours one day and you don't have any rescues to go stretch those hours out any further, then you still hit your guarantee. All you got to do is show up for work and be ready to work and work at least 4 hours out of the day. Anybody with a brain can stretch that, right? So there's the pay comparison. And guys, always correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm missing something, please just step in and say, hey, you're an idiot. You forgot about this, okay? So the next thing that I would talk about, and this falls into one of my favorite categories, of course, guys, the work-life balance thing, is the days that you work. Amazon, between FedEx Ground and between Amazon and FedEx Ground. And this is one of the reasons that I really enjoy Amazon over FedEx Ground. There's many reasons, and if you guys go back and watch my FedEx Ground videos that I posted, you'll see that there was a lot of things I didn't like about Ground. So am I a little biased? Maybe, but still. Hours. I was working 5 days a week. I was probably working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with Friday and Saturday off at FedEx Ground. I think that's what I was working. I may have been working on Saturday and had Sunday, Monday off, and then work Tuesday, Wednesday. You know what I mean? But it was 5 days on and 2 days off. It was either, I worked for two different contractors with Ground, and the first one I worked both weekend days, Saturday and Sunday. And I think I had Monday, Tuesday off. And then this last time around, with this last contractor who sucked, it was I think I was working Sunday through Thursday with Friday and Saturday off. I believe that's what it was. So you got that. And then with Amazon, it's 4 10s and 3 days off. So there's your work-life balance. So I'm currently on my schedule right now, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I got Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. So my Mondays are on a Wednesday, if that makes sense. I'm not confusing anybody. So as far as work-life balance goes, I feel that Amazon has a little bit of an edge there. They allow you to work the 4 10s. Now I know also that, like, if you even work for Amazon in the warehouse, you pretty much pick your own schedule, whatever you want to work. And Amazon's flexible on the delivery side too. They do have people that are just part-time, maybe working 2 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever. So, you know, their flexibility in their scheduling, even with the DSPs, and I'm with a good DSP this time, guys. Again, I got really lucky because I know there's some bad DSPs out there. The guy I rode with, this is his third DSP that he's on. So that tells you that, you know, there's not always, you know. So anyway, work-life balance wise, I think Amazon ticks that box, right? Next is equipment. Anybody that's driven for FedEx Ground knows that their equipment is crapola. Sometimes I am so surprised that any of those vehicles even stay on the road. Now, don't get me wrong. You may work for a contractor that keeps their vehicles up very nicely, but most of those step vans that they have in both the times that I worked for FedEx Ground sucked. They drove all over the road. The steering was like, the steering wheel looked like, let me show you my steering, looked like this when you were straight, right? So you're constantly fighting the wheel over and doing that kind of thing to drive them down the road. You guys know, if you look at my first delivery, last delivery video with FedEx Ground, what happened there. The engine was smoking and wouldn't go over 20 miles an hour on the interstate, and tires bald. You had to really, really, really make sure you did your pre-trip there. So that's been my personal experience with FedEx Ground, is their vehicles sucked. And with Amazon, their vehicles are pretty decent. Their step vans have air conditioning and heating, which, you know, the AC doesn't work all that great in them, but at least it's something, right? And they're clean. They take good care of their vehicles for the majority. You don't have to worry about gassing them up. You just pull up, and if you're low on gas that night or whatever, you leave your gas door open on the side of the van, or leave your gas cap off on the step van, and they have crews that come through at night and fill everybody's up that has their tank open. So you got that. You don't have to worry about a gas card and all that other good stuff that you got to worry about with FedEx Ground, and people not trusting you with the gas card for whatever reason because they've been burned by some idiot before that was buying Jolly Ranchers instead of gasoline with the card, and they got caught, and so now you have to wait and go with somebody and meet somebody at a gas station. It's a freaking nightmare. You don't have any of that little piddly stuff with Amazon, and their equipment for the most part is decent. Now again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, this is just not Timmy 66's experience, but their equipment is nice at Amazon, and their equipment at Ground, well, in my opinion, probably needs to be grounded. Technology. Let's talk tech. Let's talk tech, man. Talk tech. I like saying talk tech. Amazon's tech is not that great. The rabbit that you use, the scanner that you use, there are ways of manipulating it, but to be honest with you, it's not really that great. It's almost like Amazon's technology reminds me quite a bit of Uber Eats. So it's kind of like a fancy Uber Eats. But even Uber Eats' apps are better than the rabbit. The rabbit sucks. It really does. That's my one biggest gripe about Amazon is their electronics. I look at that company and I walk into that warehouse and I see those automated robots and all the technology and the tech they put into it. All their warehouses, are, for the majority of them, the ones I've seen, are all temperature controlled and air conditioning, so their warehouse workers aren't sweating their you-know-what's off in the middle of summer in Texas. So why can't they improve on their handheld technology for their delivery guys? That's all. And then I'm also going to throw this in too, is with Amazon, the other downside is that you never really know what route day to day you're getting. Now, you may know what areas that you're going to deliver in, but for the most part, you don't know what route you're going to get. You don't have a set route. This is where FedEx shines, because with their equipment, you get your own route. You work other people's routes until you've been there long enough to get your own route. And then once you get your own route, you can work that same route day in, day out, day in, day out, and you get to know it like the back of your hand. You learn all the shortcuts, and you can manipulate the screen as far as what you want to deliver, where you want to deliver it, and set up so that you can start this part of your route here and sweep to the north or go to the east or the west, you know what I mean, whatever makes most sense for you. And there's a lot more pliability to the app. And their app, I've never seen it fail. It always works good. They're both turn by turn, but I would say that FedEx probably has Amazon beat on the handheld technologies. That's for sure. So that's my tech side of it. How techy was that? Talking tech. I had to say it one more time, didn't I? And along with that delivery thing, there is another caveat that I want to throw in. I should also say that yes, you can manipulate the Rabbit, the device for Amazon. So I want to be 100% fair with that and let you guys know that you can manipulate it and you can go out of order from what's on your itinerary as long as it makes sense. But the biggest drawback to Amazon is you never really have a chance to get used to the same exact route. You get used to the same exact area, and this particular DSP that I'm with chooses to remain small. We only really deliver in 2 areas. So once you've done both those areas several times, you pretty much know exactly where you're going. It may be different places that you're going to deliver to, different houses. We have very few apartments, maybe 4 or 5 different apartment complexes that we deliver to. So that gets spread out, so you're not always doing apartments and stuff. So again, it does depend on your DSP. But if you're a person that really likes the routine of knowing your route and stuff like that, FedEx definitely has you beat. Oh, and then another really quick thing is pickups. With FedEx Ground, you have pickups, and you cannot miss those pickups. So you go out and you do your delivery. I would say FedEx Ground is more of a complication as far as picking up and delivering. You do more of it with FedEx than you do with Amazon. Amazon is pretty well geared towards basically just delivering. The only time I can think of that I've really had to pick up any packages at all is when I do a locker stop. If I have an Amazon locker, sometimes somebody will leave a package in there and I have to pick it up, but that doesn't happen very often. So if you're all about just getting out there, getting the deliveries done, and getting your butt back to the station so you can get home and kiss your wife or your husband or your dog or whatever, then Amazon is more geared towards that. Their whole thing is to get you in, get you out. And they also have bags that they pack everything in. You do get overflow, which is boxes that are too big for the bags, but they have these big canvas tote bags that are multicolored and they're labeled, and everything is organized within that tote for you reasonably well. So your itinerary is going to go, and you don't have boxes sliding really all over the place because everything's contained in its own little neat little tote bag that you grab a tote, work through it, grab the next tote, work through it. You know what I mean? It's very well organized. So Amazon is geared towards getting you out the door. You got 15 minutes to load out, get your ass down the road, and get to your first stop. Usually at that point, you'll stop and organize things a little bit better the way you want to do it. Everybody has their own way of doing it. But I would say that Amazon overall is more geared towards just deliveries. And FedEx, you've got a lot more pickups, especially if you do businesses with FedEx. You don't have to work weekends, but you got pickups that, say you're done with your entire route, you may have to wait, and you have a pickup at 5:30, 6 o'clock that may fill your van or your step van all the way back up again. You don't have to deal with that with Amazon. Amazon is pretty much get the packages, get them in your vehicle, get out, and get them all delivered. So that's some comparisons that I can think of right now. Guys, leave a comment and let me know if you guys can think of any others. But I'm going to run into the store here, get some stuff that needs to be gotten, quit yakking at this phone, and I'll be back in a little bit. Guys, even if you gotta walk a little bit, man, always return your cart. And here's the last point I'm going to bring up on this little comparison I'm doing today, guys. Now I'm going to wrap this up and get it posted. I don't see either one of these jobs being a career. You can argue with me and tell me that, oh no, there's plenty of advancement opportunity. And maybe there is at your DSP or at your contractor for FedEx Ground. I just don't see it. Guys, that's all I got for today. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I tried to keep this short, but I have diarrhea of the mouth, man. I just blah, 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 keep on talking until I bore you guys to death. You guys submit. You're like, I'm just going to subscribe so I know when he's going to post. That way I can ignore him. Listen, y'all have a wonderful day. Stay positive out there. No matter what you do in life, make it count, guys. Life is too short. Just enjoy it. Everybody's got hard times. Everybody's got good times. That's just what we call life. But seriously, get out there and make a difference if you can. Stay positive. You know, smile at somebody, make their day. They might be having a bad day. Make sure you stay tuned for further Not Timmy 66 blabberings and adventures. I want to thank everybody for watching Not Timmy 66 today. I hope everybody has a great day. If I don't see you again before next week, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Everybody, just take care. Not Timmy 66. I'm out.